Ladies, gentlemen, and kick-ass warriors, I teased this video idea probably over a year ago talking about faith. And what I said was faith is almost like a mandatory requirement when it comes to success and happiness and goals and achievement and all of that. You are taking essentially a blind leap of faith that being more honest in dating will have some payoffs and it won't be as scary as you think it will, or your fears won't come true. When you walk up to a woman on the street and hit on her for the first time, you're having faith that she won't tear your head off and kill you and you die in a big fiery mess and you're heartbroken and it's awful. When you start working on a business, you're having faith that your efforts will eventually be rewarded. When you start going outside and being kinder to other human beings around you, you have faith that hopefully some of them will be nice back to you in return. In other words, when we start working on a goal, like going to the gym or dating or business or friends or mental health or anything like that, we are operating on faith. Other people will tell us that we're going to make it and, we'll use their advice and we will trust in them. But it is just that it's trust and it is faith. Everything I have ever done has been built on faith and essentially blind faith, hoping that my efforts will be rewarded and will pay off. All of you do the same thing. You're here on faith. You're hoping that Andy isn't completely full of shit and he's just making it up and he's grifting and he's a grifter and he's just trying to scam you and lie to you and tell you that you can do it. You're hoping that his advice will work, or you're hoping that other people that you take advice from, their advice will work. You're hoping that you're not a special exception and that when I do videos saying, hey, if you're short, I promise women will still like you. Here's 10 examples of other people. Hey, if you feel like you're too old and it's too late for you, here's a bunch of examples of other people who felt the same and they can do it too. Hey, if you feel like you'll never handle your mental health and happiness, here's me being depressed and suicidal, and here's how I built a life of abundance and joy. If I can do it, you can do it too. You're trusting on blind faith, and you're probably at times going, holy crap, please, please don't be lying to me. And that's exactly how I've always felt too. And one of the guys in my coaching group right now is going through exactly this. He's going outside and pushing himself to approach, and he hasn't done a lot of approaches. I think about 10 in his entire life, which is still amazing. That's way more than, the average guy will ever do. Nothing against the average guy, but this is already top 1% behavior, top 1% effort. But he's feeling all of these doubts and feeling like, is this even going to pay off? Are any of them going to be single? Am I going to be able to keep doing this? Am I even going to be able to go on a date? What if I get nervous? Will they even want to have sex with me? Will they even want to date me? There's a lot of doubts. And he is operating on blind faith. And so he wrote this post in our coaching group just this morning saying approaching feels a little bit like blind faith at the moment. And I wrote him this big long reply, which I'll read out and, go over with all of you, because like I said, I've been wanting to do a video on faith for quite a long time, and I have notes and, it's sort of ready to go, and I could sit down and record it at any time, but I just haven't gotten around to it because I have a whole bunch of other content that I do. And I thought, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, today is the day. Let's talk a little bit about faith. And so this is what I wrote to this guy in my coaching group. And this applies to any of you that are working on any goal. It doesn't have to be approaching. You might be working on business. You might be working on your happiness or your mental health. You might have doubts that you can ever be a happy person. I promise you that you can, but you are believing me there on faith. And so faith is not a bad thing. It is literally the requirement of self-improvement. You are taking a leap of faith. And so here's what I said to this coaching client of mine. Well, yeah, all of this is 100% faith. Nobody promises us results, and we don't have a crystal ball that shows us our future. I have always been full of doubts, and I linked him to an article that I wrote many years ago, all the way back in 2019. And it's called I Am Always Full of Doubt. And if you guys and girls haven't checked out this article, I highly recommend that you read it. It's just at killyourinnerloser.com/doubt. And I even updated with a podcast that I did a fair bit later called I Have No Fucking Idea What I'm Doing. Very relevant. I haven't always known what I'm doing. A lot of this has been me just completely making it up as I go and trusting on blind faith the advice that other people have given to me. And so in this article, I talk about my life has been a never-ending string of doubts. I have had doubts about my own ability and competency from the very first moment I ever started self-improvement. Hell, probably from the first moment I was born. I doubted that I'd ever be a cool guy that people enjoy talking to. I doubted that I'd ever be social or have friends. I doubted that I'd ever be a decent photographer. I doubted that I'd ever actually finish the approach anxiety program to learn how to talk to women. I doubted that I'd ever actually get laid. Yeah, for sure. I definitely doubted that. I doubted I could have threesomes. Yeah, I fucking doubted that. I doubted I could get strong in the gym. Yep, so many doubts there. I doubted that I could have a loving relationship. I just straight up thought that it was impossible for me to have a loving relationship. I straight up like didn't even entertain the thought that that could ever be something that I could have. The beautiful relationship that I have with my girlfriend Emmy, holy crap, no way in hell I thought I could ever do that. I doubted that I could start my website. Yeah. I doubted I could be a good coach. Yeah. 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 I had doubts there for several years. I doubted, I didn't even say that here, but I doubted that I could have a YouTube channel. I doubted that I could get to 60K subscribers, or that we together could get to 60K subscribers. I definitely doubted that I could get paid to help other dudes. And now women, holy shit, I had doubts that I could ever coach women. And now we've coached quite a few women. I had doubts that I could ever coach a couple. And I've done a couple of couples counseling with people. I doubted so much stuff. And as I go on to say, doubt has been a constant theme for my entire existence, but I've just never given into it or let it overwhelm me. In other words, I've never believed it. I've made the conscious decision to ignore it and just do the work anyway, often just on blind faith. Look at that. I was already talking about blind faith back in 2019, ladies and gentlemen, fucking 5 years ago. And the motto I would say to myself is, if I keep pushing and never give up, I just have to hope this will eventually work out. And things have. And so, you can go on to read this article and see, all those doubts that I've had, and I've just gone on to do it anyway. And so have lots of my clients, and there's plenty of people on the internet, right? Like there's so much on the internet of people saying like, look, I had faith and I was doubtful and I made it. And so you can too. There's a lot of people talking like that. So I go on to say, nobody promises me that my business will work out. Yeah, I don't have a crystal ball. I can't know that I will still be doing this 5 or 10 years from now. I can't know that I will not be homeless, in the future. How can I know that? Nobody promises me that Emmy will keep loving me. Yeah, she's under no obligation to stay with me. She could break up with me tomorrow. I could break up with her tomorrow. She doesn't get a promise that I will be with her. Nobody promises me that I'll even be here tomorrow. Yeah, I could fucking get hit by a bus tomorrow. I could get cancer. There are no promises. Nobody promises me I'll still be happy in the future. Yeah, the universe is under no obligation to tell me that I'm going to be happy in the future. I might get some disease. I might lose my stoicism. I don't fucking know. I might develop Alzheimer's and lose my mind. I might get fucking killed. There might be a war and I get drafted and I can't escape that. And then I, am surrounded by misery and suffering. And I hope that I have faith that my stoicism and my letting go and my love for humanity and my love for myself and all of that would carry me through that and keep me relatively happy. I've read books by people like Viktor Frankl, who went to Auschwitz, the Nazi death camp, for 3 years, and he managed to be as happy as he could be. I have faith in that, but like nobody promises me that. It might not happen. I don't have any expectations that I would do that. I hope I would. I have faith that I would, but I can't guarantee that. Nobody promises me that I'll have the relationships and friendships that I want. The universe and society and people are under no obligation to give that to me. There's certainly no guarantees or promises, and I don't have a crystal ball. So I said to this guy, all we've ever done is based on blind faith, my man. And that is a beautiful chance for you to practice letting go and surrendering to the process, surrendering to life, surrendering to the universe, surrendering to God if you're religious or spiritual, surrendering to the self-improvement process. If I put in effort and take action, the results will eventually come. That is the process. That is the self-improvement process. It just requires you to take action and keep going. That's it. That's all that's required for success. A beautiful chance to practice humility. In other words, you're not special. If nobody promises the rest of us anything, you certainly don't get any promises either. Like, you're just not that special. I'm not that special. None of you are that special. We're all in this together, doing all of this shit based on blind fucking faith and evidence that other people have done it, but we still take a leap of faith and say, and I hope that applies to me. And we can gather all the evidence and try and put all our ducks in a row and try and plan for the future and come up with the best, things, the best plan of action that we're going to execute on. But it's still a leap of faith that if we execute on that plan relatively decently, hopefully it will work out. That's faith. That's taking a leap of fucking faith, ladies and gentlemen. And I mention here letting go and surrender. There is a book, probably the best book I've ever read on this one here, called Letting Go, The Pathway to Surrender. It is by David Hawkins. One of my favorite books of all time, truly a life-changing book. Look how many fucking reviews it's got. Cam in my coaching group, this is one of his favorite books. Actually, fuck it, I have a copy of the book here anyway. This book, this beautiful fucking book, David Hawkins, Letting Go. Really, really, really recommend this. All of his other books as well are absolutely, they've had such a big impact on me, but that's probably the best book that I can give you guys and girls on blind faith and letting go and going, fuck it, man, I'm going to surrender to the self-improvement process. All right, this Andy dude and David Hawkins and plenty of other people who've made it, or who are, made it is such a subjective term, isn't it? People who are pretty fucking happy with their life and have some success and have done some things and they really like who they are and where they're at, they all tell you the same thing: the power of surrender, the power of just surrender to the process. Find someone who you trust or you think you can trust relatively well. You know, me, anyone else, you know, it's up to you who you trust. If you don't trust me, then I mean, don't keep watching my fucking videos. If you don't trust me, don't watch my fucking videos. Go find someone that you feel like you can trust a little bit. They have some proof that they've done what you want to do. They seem to be talking some sort of truth. They don't seem too egotistical and too wrapped up in their own self-importance. Like they're putting more of the focus on you rather than themselves. Like go find someone like that you trust relatively well. Me, someone else, doesn't matter who. And surrender to the advice that they're saying. Give it a really good go. Let go of your preconceived notions. Let go of requiring them or the universe to give you a promise, and just try, you know, experiment, try what they're saying. If it doesn't work for you, try something else, you know, mess around a little bit until you find what works for you. But there is a process of letting go and surrender here. So this book helps with that a lot. Letting go, the pathway to surrender. And so I go on to say to this guy, in other words, what you're saying is a bad thing. You know, he's saying approaching feels like blind faith at the moment, and that's a bad thing. Or he's worried about it, or he's feeling a little anxious about it and feeling a bit lost. So what you're saying is a bad thing, that you have to surrender and have faith, is actually a beautiful opportunity for you to let go of some of the things that you cannot control, which is freeing. It's just one less thing for you to have to stress about. If you're sitting there worrying about the outcome and trying to control everything and trying to make every woman say yes to you and every potential coaching client say yes to you, that's a lot of shit to have to control. It's a lot of fucking pressure on you, my brothers and my sisters, and it's a lot of fucking pressure on the other person. You know, you show up to an approach, like you walk up to some woman on the street. If you have the subconscious pressure of like, this chick needs to give me a fucking phone number, I need to get laid, I need to have a girlfriend, I need, it's like, that's a lot of fucking pressure, subconscious. We've all been on the receiving end of that, haven't we? We've all had a pushy salesperson who seems like desperate for us to buy the thing that they're selling. It doesn't feel very good. Some of us have felt that in relationships too. Maybe the other person is like that clingy, needy person who's like, I need you, I need you. Why haven't you replied to my messages? Why aren't you dating me? Are you talking to other people? Like, I'm jealous. Like, let me see your phone. That doesn't feel very good. That's that sort of like desperation and that attachment, that like holding on to and clinging on to things to go your way, like you're trying to control everything. But it's a beautiful opportunity to let go a little bit and be a bit more chill. In other words, have that abundance mentality and go, it's fine. I will get what I want eventually if I just keep taking action. I have faith on that. I don't know how long it will take. I can't control how long it will take. All I can control is my own input, my own effort, my own self-improvement. I can ask for help. I can speed that up by joining a coaching program or finding other people to support me or watching a bunch of stuff that gives me advice or reading books or any of that. You can speed up the process of achieving your goals, but you can't you can't point to a time in the calendar and say that's when I will be successful. You can certainly set deadlines and goals and all of that stuff, and that does help. And you can like make that come true. But even then, sometimes it doesn't go according to plan, and you're like, God damn it! I said I would achieve my goal by May 5th, and it actually took May 20th before I did. You know, sometimes that happens, and so you can control it to a certain point, but you can't 100% control the outcome. That would be a fair way of saying that. So what I said to him is I gave him some quotes. And this is one of my favorite quotes. I'm not Christian, but, you know, I've read bits of the Bible and I've read a hell of a lot of Christian literature, you know, things like St. John of the Cross, all of Mother Teresa's stuff, Confessions by St. Augustine. I fucking love that. A bunch of people that Mother Teresa learned from, like Saint Teresa, the Little Flower. Like, anyway, I've read quite a bit of Christian literature because there's some really cool shit in there. There's like a lot of cool shit in there. Once you remove all the like sin and the guilt and the shame and all of that kind of nonsense, If you just get to the love shit, which was like what Mother Teresa talked about, she only talked about love. There was none of that guilt tripping, none of that shame, none of that sin bullshit. Just straight up, God loves you, Jesus loves you, all that shit. There's some good shit in there. So you don't even have to be religious to, I'm certainly not religious and I'm definitely not Christian, but there's some beautiful shit in there. So this is from the Christian Bible. God, or you could say the universe, if that resonates better with you, God or the universe, etc., grant me the strength to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. If you lived your life according to that prayer, holy fucking shit, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of fucking wisdom in there. Boys and girls, that's a beautiful fucking quote. Let go of the things that you cannot change. If a woman says no to you when you approach her, you can't change that. She doesn't want to fucking date you. What are you going to like give her some pill that changes her mind or like fucking force her or beg her or nag her or any of that? No, she's not interested. And sometimes no matter what you say, you might have the most perfect pickup line of all time. Some dude on the internet might have convinced you that if you just have the perfect pickup line, you can get any girl. That's just like utter bullshit. Like it's utter fucking bullshit. When you walk up to the woman who's married with 3 kids and she loves her husband and they have a beautiful relationship and you use your little smooth pickup lines and she giggles and she's like, that's so sweet of you. Thank you for hitting on me, but I love my husband and I hope you have a nice day. And you're like, wait, babe, why don't you ditch that beta male cock and get with an alpha male Chad like me? And she's just like, fuck off. What's wrong with you? I'm not interested. I just said I'm not interested. Like if somebody came up to me or some of you and they were trying to sell you something that you just had no interest in. Like I don't cook, for instance, at all. My version of cooking is I have an air fryer. I'll throw chicken breast in the air fryer and maybe a vegetable or two and that's it. And I just cook it up and I eat it. I eat ingredients. I don't cook. I just eat the fucking ingredients. I'll eat the chicken breast. I'll eat the fucking steak on its own. That's it. Maybe I put some salt on that bad boy and that's me cooking. Oh, I mixed it up and I put some salt on there. That's my version of cooking. Now, if I'm walking through the grocery store, and this happens sometimes, and someone's trying to sell me a fucking potato peeler or the latest kitchen gadget or some fucking yogurt or something, and they're like, hey, try this yogurt, it's amazing. And I'll go like, no thanks, I'm not interested. No matter what they say to me, they could have the perfect pickup line or the perfect like sales line. They could tell me how this yogurt will change my fucking life. And I'm just like, nah, bad boy, I'm on keto. I don't want that. I eat my steak, I eat my chicken, I eat my pork, I eat, any types of meat, maybe some veggies if they're low carb, but I don't want yogurt. It's got sugar in it. And if they're like, no, but like, listen, this yogurt is so good, it will kick you off your keto diet. You won't give a fuck about that keto shit, man. I'm just like, no, stop trying. Why are you trying so hard? Are you fucking deaf? I wouldn't say this, it's a little unkind, but my brain would be like, yo, is this guy deaf? Like, what are you doing, boy? Like I said, no. And I'd just walk away. And if they grabbed my arm and were like, please, 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 I'd just be like, bro, I said I'm on keto. What the fuck is wrong with you? Same as like I'm straight. And so if some guy was like, bro, why don't you get with a fucking sexy Chad like me? I'll show you how that dick feels real good, son. And I'm like, nah, son, like I like chickies. I like women. I like the girls. And if he was like, but bro, I could change your mind. I could blow your mind. I could turn you gay. It's just like, bro, I'm not interested. I said no. Dude, respect my fucking boundaries. And so sometimes we will hit on someone, same shit. They got them strong boundaries. They've already made up their mind. They're not interested. But it's that sort of needy part of us, or maybe that sort of ego-driven part of us. And we all have that. I have an ego too. It's that ego-driven part of us that goes, no, if I just said the right thing, I could change their mind. I could get them to do what they want or what I want. We have that sort of attachment where we're trying to bend and shape reality and force it to submit to our will. It doesn't work like that. Sometimes there's just a hard boundary or something just isn't going to happen, and that's fucking reality. And so it's about saying, you know what? Give me the strength to accept the things I cannot change. Fine. That is reality. This woman doesn't want to sleep with me, or this person doesn't want to give me money, or this person doesn't want to be my friend, or this family member doesn't want to be kind to me, or whatever it might be. Fine. Now let me set to work changing what I can. And what you might be able to change in that moment is acceptance and surrender and meditation and talking to someone about it and moving on and talking to more people and playing the numbers game. And if this woman doesn't want to date me, I'll go talk to the next woman. I can control that. That is the thing I can change. So let me put my focus on that and I'll change that. And then give me the wisdom to know the difference, which just is experience, or asking for advice, asking other people. They can give you an idea. So again, if you lived your life according to this quote, and I try to, I'm not perfect with this. Yeah, guys and girls, sometimes I sit there and try and change something that cannot be changed. I do that a lot. We all do. We're human beings, right? Our cute little egos go, no, I can definitely change this. And sometimes you just don't know any better. Again, look at the end of this, the wisdom to know the difference. What is wisdom? Wisdom is learned experience. It's reading a whole bunch of books and learning from other people and then going out there and trying. And it doesn't work out the way you want it to a few times. And then you learn from that. You gain some wisdom, you gain some knowledge, some information. That's what wisdom is. And so you might go out there and try and change a whole bunch of people's lives and keep smashing up against that. And it's very painful. And then at some point you go, fuck, man, maybe I can't change people. I did a goddamn video on this a while ago, ages ago. Actually, I did 2 videos on this. So this one quite a few years ago called You Can't Save Everybody. Look at that cute thumbnail there. I look like Jesus. I specifically got a picture of like Jesus and Photoshop myself over the front. So You Can't Save Everybody. And then this one here, Not Everybody Wants Your Mentoring. These 2 videos, I basically did them for me. I had a guy that was asking me questions and saying, I'm trying to mentor my friend, but he won't listen to me. And that's something that quite a few of you go through too. Like you're just trying to help people, right? And some of them are just not interested in your help. They don't need your help. They're doing fine. And maybe it's our own, neediness to try and help everybody that we put on them. Or maybe they are genuinely struggling and they're going through some tough shit. And you're like, bro or woman, let me fucking help you. And they're just like, nah, I'm not interested in that. I'd rather suffer. Or I don't know how to have the humility to accept your help. And so these 2 videos cover that topic. But yeah, sometimes we can't change things. But that's still a lesson that I'm learning. I did a video a couple of days ago talking about how sometimes, or a lot of the time, when I will get a comment that maybe like a comment on the YouTube channel that's maybe a little bit negative, or the person's wishing me unhappiness, or they're saying, fuck you, Andy, your girlfriend's stupid, and I hope you guys break up, like something like that. I try and help the person. In other words, I try and change them, really. I'm trying to get in there and change them and go, I want to turn this negative person or this negative mindset this person has into a positive one. I want to help this bro or this woman. And it's like, bro, they're not fucking interested in changing. They're getting something out of going around on the internet being unkind to people. They're fucking quite happy doing that. They tell you as much. I've had a lot of people like that say like, fuck you, I enjoy being negative. I'm not negative at all. This is fun. I like this. And you're like, okay, like, why am I trying to change that person? That's not kind to me or to them to try and change them. So this quote, man, you could live your life by this. A very similar one from my boy, David Hawkins. And again, David Hawkins is the guy who wrote this book, Letting Go. This fucking beautiful little book here, David Hawkins. He has lots of good quotes I like, and I love this one. Surrender involves the realization that you are responsible for the intention and the effort, but not the outcome, which is dependent on many other variables which are non-personal and out of your control. Yeah, very similar to the quote above, isn't it? You are responsible for the intention, so you set the goal or the thing that you want to start working on, and the effort. You take action every day, you give yourself permission to suck with that, you take some baby steps every single day, or sometimes some big steps. You do a whole lot sometimes, and sometimes you just do a little bit. But you're putting in effort every day. You're taking action. But you are not responsible for when that outcome comes. It might come the same day you start, it might come a month later, it might come 5 fucking years later. All you do is you focus on the intention, and I guess you would say the devotion. You devote yourself to self-improvement. You worship at the temple of self-improvement and taking action, and you put in the effort. And then you just keep fucking going, and it will happen when it happens. You'll hit that goal when you hit that goal. How long is a piece of string? When is my goal going to work out? Same thing, whenever it fucking works out. And then another quote from my boy, David Hawkins. Self-improvement work, therefore, is primarily a letting go of the presumably known, like the things you think you know, in favor of the unknown, with the promise of others who've done it that the effort is more than well rewarded at the end. You're taking a leap of faith that if I let go of my preconceived notions and let go of those doubts and let go of that voice that says I can't do it and I'm fucked up and I'm unworthy and I'm broken and I'm unfixable and I don't deserve this, you let go of that and you say, fine, I will trust you, Andy, or anyone else that you feel like you trust a little bit. I'll take a fucking leap of faith and you better not be lying to me. I fucking hope that you're telling me the truth. You're telling me that the effort that I put in will be more than well rewarded at the end. You're telling me it'll work out. You're telling me that the juice is worth the squeeze, that if I put in effort, it will pay off, that this is almost an investment that I'm making in myself. I'm going to put in a ton of effort right now. And that effort doesn't have to be painful, but it is effort. I'm going to put in effort, and hopefully that will pay and like interest. It will pay dividends. It's like investing. I put in some money and then I get more out of it than I invested. Otherwise, why would I do it? You put in effort with self-improvement, and then you get more happiness and love and joy and gratitude and all of that beautiful abundance out of it. Otherwise, why would you do it? And so I said to this coaching client of mine, and I promise it is worth it in the end, my friend. And I think you know that. I think all of you know that. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching this channel. Or you might not know that, but you have some inkling that that might possibly be true. And you're taking a leap of faith and saying, I hope this fucking ginger guy is correct, that if I put in effort, it will be worth it. Fuck, man. I hope he's not lying to me. And I'm not lying to you, but you won't believe that. You might not believe that until you get a little bit further along. And that's why I say take baby steps. Take a little baby step, then you get to see the tiny little bit of reward, the tiny little victory. That's why I say celebrate your little victories. So you start giving yourself that payoff, and then you just sort of keep going. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here, and all of you wouldn't be here. I absolutely promise you, the further you get with your dating life or sex life or any other goals that you're all working on, the more rewarding it gets. It feels really, really special to go on a date with a woman you've just met on the street randomly. Yeah, it does. It feels really fucking nice. It feels so beautiful to share intimate time and sex together when you know you made it happen and she participated too. But like, you know what I mean? You were the one that walked up to someone, you started it, you initiated it. If you hadn't done that, it wouldn't have happened. It feels great to see how much you've accomplished and feel all of that incredible gratitude towards yourself, the people that helped you, etc. And towards her, if we're talking about dating and sex, you can feel lots of gratitude towards her. It's all wonderful, man, I promise. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here dedicating our entire lives and everything we have into helping others do it too. There are a billion ways I could make more money on the internet if I wanted to. Yeah, Jesus fucking Christ. I would have done something way less difficult and stressful, something that takes way less out of my heart if all I cared about was money. It's taken a lot to be this vulnerable on the internet and to build this over this many years and to pour my fucking heart and soul into coaching. I leave nothing behind. I have like 4 or 5 hour coaching calls sometimes where I just give everything. And afterwards I go lay face down on the couch and I'm just like a mess and I'm like, I'm tired. Oh, I gave everything. And not in a bad way. That might sound like I'm complaining or like I'm unhappy. It's more just like I'm exhausted. And I just go lay down and I'm like, oh my God, that was everything I have. Okay, recuperate, take a break. I got another coaching call today. All right, let's charge ourselves up, do whatever I do to recharge, go lay or go sit on the chair again. This chair right here. Go coach the next person. It takes a lot. And I love it. It's so rewarding. I'm so fucking grateful that I get to do this with all of you and be here with all of you. But there's smarter ways to make money on the internet, boys and girls. This is not how I would be doing it. Same with the other coaches here, like in the coaching program, and the other clients who spend their time giving back. And all of you in the YouTube comment section and stuff who write helpful and positive and motivational comments to each other. You're all giving because you feel like you have something and you want to share that with other people. There are tons of other ways that we could be spending our time. The fact that we and tons of other coaches and people on the internet and all of you in the comment section and all of that put so much effort into trying to lift others up tells you that it must be worth it. We want you to experience the reality that we are currently living in. Yeah, we're trying to pull you up to where we are. We're going, it's fucking great here, man. The water is warm. Jump on in. I know it's a leap of faith to jump off that cliff and jump into the water with us, but it's fucking worth it. Or you're standing on a cliff. I know it's a leap of faith to jump and trust that you will fly, but you will fly, bro. You will soar so high and it will be so beautiful. We promise you it's worth it. And I go on to say, yeah, it's pretty fucking beautiful. And it is. And so all of this is fucking faith. You're taking a leap of faith, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. You're taking faith that I'm not full of shit when I tell you that it's worth it. You're taking a leap of faith when you go through my YouTube channel. You go through my coaching client interviews, which there's 45 fucking interviews in there now. These are the people that are brave enough to come on the channel and show their goddamn face or, talk about what they've accomplished. By the way, most of them don't come on the channel for fair enough. You want to keep anonymous and you don't necessarily want to be talking about sex and dating and relationships and hooking up and love and vulnerability and mental health struggles and trauma healing and all of that. Fair enough. But there's 45 people that have been brave enough to come on for several hours. Look, most of these are like an hour or two long. these interviews of these people coming on. You go through all of this and you watch all of this and you're like, yeah, wow, this is a lot of proof. This man's shown a lot of proof, work with this lady on depression and suicide, work with this Asian dude on learning how to have threesomes and be happy, work with this guy on doubling his monthly income, working with this guy on happiness and love, working on this guy from going from obese and suicidal to a badass, There's lots of proof there. Short guy who felt like he couldn't get laid, he lost his virginity and approached 100 women. All of these different beautiful human beings who've been incredibly brave. You watch all of that, but you still take a leap of faith that like they weren't all lying to you. And now there's like 45 interviews there. Probably a decent chance that 45 people aren't lying to you. I have plenty of proof on my website. There's like 50 articles or stories on my website of women that I slept with and dated. And we have plenty of them that have come on the YouTube channel and done interviews with us and sat there and said, hey, here's me. I slept with Andy and Emmy and I've been dating them for this many months or years and blah, blah, blah. Like I have plenty of proof there, but you're still taking a leap of faith that I don't know, fucking make it up, or that maybe I'm telling the truth, but I'm wrong about you. Our egos like to say that we're special. And yeah, Andy and these hundreds of coaching clients at this point can change their life, and all of Andy's friends can change his life, and people in the YouTube comments section who tell me I can make it and that they made it too. Maybe they can all change. All those hundreds, or at this point, it's got to be getting towards 1,000 people, probably more than that. All of these people can change their life, but I'm special. I'm extra fucked up. My problems are insoluble, unsolvable, unfixable. I'm unworthy. I'm unlovable. I'm not good enough. Those people work because they're not as special as me. They're not as fucked up as me. You're taking a leap of faith that you can do it too. I say it in so many videos. I went from depressed and suicidal to living a life of abundance and joy. If I can do it, you sure as hell can too. It's on my website. It's on my YouTube channel. What does it say right here at the top? Andy Wells, you sure as hell can too. When you're on my channel, if you're not subscribed, you get to see this video. If we can do it, you sure as hell can too. And I literally talked about like, here's me depressed and suicidal. Here's me before, here's me after. Here's some more before and after pictures. Chubby little boy on the left there and skinny BDSM guy on the right there. Look, here's my cute little girlfriend. Isn't she a little sweetie pie? We've been together for 6.5 years. Isn't that lovely? Here's me fucking doing a cool photo. Here's some of my coaching clients. Here's Korki, beautiful man who lost like 100 pounds. Here's Ravi, who lost a whole bunch of weight and went on to build a beautiful sex life and dating life and then his own business. He does very similar to what I'm doing. Here's Laz, he did it too. The whole point of that video and my channel, it's at the top, is we did it, you sure as hell can too. But you are still taking a leap of faith that I'm not wrong about you. And when I say you are lovable, you are worthy of love. I love you. The other people in the comment section love you. We care about you. We have faith in you. We believe that you can do it. You're still like, yeah, but like you're not talking exactly to me, so you might be wrong. And then you leave a comment and you say, I don't feel like I'm good enough. And then I literally do a video on it for you specifically. Like this video here, I feel so alone, like nobody cares about me. And I will do that for some of you. I will pick one of your comments and I will respond to you personally, like you. How special are you? You get your own video. And a bunch of people in the comment section will jump in there and be like, I care about you too, bro. I believe in you. I know you can make it. We all believe in you, bro. And even then, there'll still be a little part of you that's like, yeah, but what if they're wrong? They don't really know me. They just did a nice little video for me and that made me feel good. But they don't really know me. They don't know how much of a loser I am. They don't know all about me. They think they know me, but they're just being nice. They're just taking pity on me. They don't actually know me. And so again, our ego, our specialness, likes to say that we're just that special. I'm special and what everyone else did, I can't do. I know they all said I can do it, but I can't do it. They're wrong about me. They don't know me. If they actually knew me, they would say that I'm broken and fucked up. Again, I have worked with people who are depressed and suicidal and literally say, hi, Andy, I want to fucking kill myself. I've worked with people like that. I've sat right there with them. There are videos on my YouTube channel. Search for the word depression and you'll see those videos. I myself was depressed and suicidal, so I know how it feels to feel special, like you're especially fucked up and unlovable. And I've sat right there in those moments with those people where they say, I'm special. And I go, no, you're fucking not. You're really not that special. They go, what are you talking about? Yes, I am. My life is so fucked up. And it's like, so lots of people's lives are fucked up. Let's work with what we got. Let's start slowly improving. What would you like to do? What do you want? What kind of life do you want to live? Who do you want to be? Let's start working on that. The same formula that I give for everyone else applies to you. And sometimes they're shocked by that. They're like, wait, what? Why does the same formula that you give to other people work for me? And it's like, because you're not special. Give yourself permission to suck at the start. Take some baby steps towards your goal each day or each week or each month, and then just keep going, and it will add up. And through blind faith, you'll eventually get there. And they go, huh, but I thought I'm depressed, and so I need to do something to overcome the depression first. I thought I have mental health issues, so there's something fucked up with me. I have to fix it. But I'm autistic. Doesn't that mean I have to do something differently? I have ADHD. Doesn't it mean I have to fix that problem and I'm broken and I'm unlovable? I have heartbreak from the past, and so doesn't that mean that I'm unworthy? I'm bald and a virgin and I'm 30 something years old. Doesn't that mean that I'm broken? No. The same steps that apply to everyone else. Give yourself permission to suck. Take baby steps towards your goal each day. Keep going. I guess you could add in there, have some form of blind faith, but that kind of goes without saying. And then you'll eventually get there. Or don't do those things and then you'll stay where you are. That's an option. Most people pick that option. I think we all kind of know that. You're very welcome to do that. I would never judge you for that. It's your life. Do whatever you want. But if you would like to get your goals, and if you'd like to be a little bit happier, and if you'd like to be a bit more peaceful and loving and joyful and all of that, then yeah, give yourself permission to suck, take some baby steps, keep going. That's it. It's not complicated. People will tell you that it's complicated. People will sell you, complicated fucking programs and pickup lines and workout routines and business sales techniques and all of that. No, none of this shit is complicated. I give it all away for free on this channel all the fucking time. I repeat the same shit to you all the time, don't I? But all of you want the complicated answers, and so then I put it in a fucking video course, play to win video course, where I just say the same shit that I say on this channel, really. Some of you come to coaching for me and you're like, what do I do? Tell me how I'm special and what my unique special answer that I should do. Like give me a special tailored plan. My plan for everyone in the coaching program is like, you're doing a good job. Everything's okay. Everything's going to be okay. Tell me what you want, and then we'll reverse engineer that. Take some baby steps towards it. Give yourself permission to suck and keep going. And they're like, oh, is that it? Yeah. I told you that was it on the YouTube channel. And come to me for coaching. I appreciate the money. It helps me pay the bills. I'm very, very grateful for that. But it shit ain't complicated, ladies and gentlemen. We just say that it is. And so take that little leap of faith if you want to, and start working on some of these goals. You're really not that special. Give yourself permission to suck. So many of you avoid sucking. You're like, but what if I make a mistake? So do you know how many tens of millions of mistakes I've made? They're learning experiences. How the fuck else are you going to learn? I have made more mistakes. I have failed more times than you have even tried. And so go fail 10 billion fucking times. You'll learn a lot. You'll grow a lot. You'll be a lot more resilient and peaceful and happy and stoic. So put yourself out there if you want to. Start figuring out what you want. Just go into the bathroom, look into your own eyes in the mirror and say, what do I want? What do you want? Start writing that shit down. Those are your goals. Reverse engineer them and break them down into tiny little baby steps. I did a video on all of this anyway. You don't need me to tell you what to do. This video right here, how to start your goals right now today. I literally talk about the process of how to figure out what you want, how to figure out what goals you want to work on, how to reverse engineer them, how to start taking those baby steps, how to keep going, how to persevere. And all of this is in my Play to Win video course anyway, so you can grab that too. This Play to Win video course, How I Built a Winner's Mindset. I literally walk you through the process of like setting the goals, working through your fears and your limiting beliefs and all of that. There's a whole chapter on how to set goals, how to even know what you want, how to start working on them. Then I have a chapter on overcoming your fears and your limiting beliefs and your doubt, when it comes to those goals. Then I have an entire chapter on what to do if you feel like you failed, or you're going through some stress or a setback or a rut, or things don't work out the way that you thought they would, how to become resilient. Then I have a chapter of what to do when you start making progress, and especially once you achieve the goal, how to reflect, how to be mindful, how to be grateful, how to appreciate the goals and the success. So all of that is in the Play to Win video course. You can pay whatever you want for that, donate whatever you want, even if you want to just donate $1. But this shit ain't complicated, ladies and gentlemen. Like, you're really not that special. I know that we like to feel like we're special. Like, how do I know that this advice applies to me? I have been doing this more than you fucking have. So many times we feel a little bit egotistical and we're like, but I'm special. It's like, no, you're fucking not. And how the fuck would you know if you're special? You go, well, because I'm me. I know all about myself. I know more than you do, Andy, because I've always been me, and you don't know anything about me, Andy. Yeah, which one of us has coached more people, hundreds or maybe 1,000 people at this point? Which person has changed at this point, definitely over 1,000 lives, if we include the YouTube comments and all of that stuff and emails and coaching clients and all of that? Which one of us went from depressed and suicidal to living a life of abundance and joy? Which one of us has read hundreds of books on psychology, success, happiness, peace, love, joy, the lower levels of like shame, guilt, apathy, hopelessness, depression, suicide, etc. Which one of us has more experience with the journey of feeling like you're full of doubt and you can't make it to then getting to a point where you have made it and you go, holy shit, I did it? Which one of us is more knowledgeable? Which one of us do you think is the expert? And yet we will sit there and go, no, I'm the expert, even though I know nothing about success because you haven't done it. Or maybe you've done a little bit of it, but you might not have done a lot of it. You don't know jack shit about success or limiting beliefs or psychology or any of that. You've done fucking nothing on any of that stuff, but we'll sit there and our cute little egos will go, I know best. And how many hundreds of people do you think I've heard that from at this point who say, I can't change, I know best. And then 3 weeks later, they're like, holy shit, I was wrong. Andy, holy shit, my life changed. I can't believe how fucking wrong I was. Yeah, of course you're wrong. You're wrong like everybody else. You're all fucking wrong. I used to believe that I was incapable, full of doubt. Nothing would ever work out. I deserved to die. I shouldn't be alive. I should unalive myself and commit suicide, not be here. I believed that for like 10 fucking years. Do you know how fucking wrong I was about all that shit? So unbelievably wrong. Especially when I then went to prison. I was like, well, now there's no hope for me. I'm a criminal. Fuck off. You don't know jack shit. You're just full of shit. And so we're always full of shit. So I promise you, as the person who has actually walked the fucking walk and is here now to talk the talk, you don't have to fucking believe me, but I am literally correct. I have more proof than you. And you would look at your proof and say, yeah, but I haven't been able to change so far because you don't know what you're fucking doing. We get in there, we change some things. I'm happy to do that in the coaching program, or you're happy to join, some sort of forum or accountability group or something else. Find some people that will help you, either me or someone else. But we get in there, and in the first fucking week or two, we change a whole bunch of shit that you're doing that isn't working. You change it, you start getting success, and you go, wow, I was full of shit. I tried for the last 20 years and I couldn't do it. And now immediately I get results within the first 2 weeks or a month. Holy shit. Yeah, because you just didn't know that what you were doing wasn't working out. You didn't have the right mindset. You were holding yourself back with limiting beliefs and all of that stuff. So again, you might not want me to say this, but you're just straight up fucking wrong. Like any of you who say, I can't change, wrong. Like you're just so fucking full of shit. You don't know that. You genuinely think that you're telling a truth. You genuinely think you're speaking facts. You're just full of shit. You're just straight up full of shit. Like I'm at that point where I can just 100%. I've never met a single person that couldn't change as long as you are willing to change. If you're not willing to change, yeah, then you won't change. Or if you're only half willing, if you're very stuck on that label of yourself as a loser, or you're very attached to that identity of like, I'm an incel, or I'm unworthy, or I'm unlovable, then yeah, you won't change until you let that go. Like I'll be very clear about that. Like that's why I have an entire chapter in the Play to Win video course on overcoming fear, limiting beliefs, and self-doubt. Literally a chapter on how to let go of that identity and those doubts and all of that. If you're not willing to change, then yes, you won't change like that. And for a lot of you, you will, I did a few videos recently where you all shared your struggles and stuff like that, and you were all very brave. And some of you said, I've been trying to do this for 20 years and I can just see the ego attachment in there. I get in there and I say like, hey, it's because you're attached to this. Would you like to let that go? And some of you have been very humble enough to reply and say like, dude, you might be right. I've had other people tell me that I'm so attached to the story of being an incel, or I'm so attached to the story that I'm special and I'm unworthy and I'm unlovable and the universe hates me and God's not real and no one cares about me and, my friends aren't there for me and no one loves me. Yeah, other people have told me that I'm attached to that. So some of you have been very humble enough, but yeah, I'll be very clear. If you're not willing and ready to change, I can't do jack shit for you. And then, yeah, you will stay exactly where you're at right now. Of course you will, because you're getting something out of it. There's a lot of sympathy. There's a lot of feeling sorry for yourself, which feels good in a weird backwards way. It feels good to be right. And it feels good to say, I'm right about the fact that I can't change. I'm right that I'm a loser. There's a weird sort of payoff there. And you learn about this if you study some Carl Jung and some David Hawkins and people like that. Any psychologist will tell you this. Like sometimes we're just stuck at a certain place in our life. We're stuck with some limiting beliefs and we cling on to them because they feel like they're all that we've got. They keep us from having to go out there and be vulnerable and honest and take some chances and risk failure. Going after your goals and taking a chance can be scary. And so lots of people will cling on to that limiting belief of I'm a loser, I'm unlovable, I'm unworthy, I'm too old, it's too late for me, I missed out on my youth, I'm too old, blah, blah, blah. Like we cling on to that because that saves us from having to face the fact that, holy fuck, it's been because I cling on to this. That's why I'm unhappy. And if I didn't cling on to this narrative or this status of myself as a loser or unlovable or unworthy, I could have just gone outside and talked to women. And yeah, I would have fucking sucked that out. I would have felt emotions. It would have been terrifying and all of that. But I could have done it. I could have started that business I wanted to start. I could have. No one held me back but me. Holy fuck. That's a lot to face. And so lots of people never face that. They go their entire life just never being able to face that. And fair enough, that's scary. They die on their deathbed going, fuck, I wish I'd lived a life that was more true to myself. But whatever, I'm a loser. It's fine. It is what it is. And then they fucking die. So yeah, that probably isn't most of you, or you wouldn't be watching. But faith, that is my random ramblings on faith. Faith has been incredibly helpful and useful for me. In fact, I haven't had any other choice. I always had doubts. I've always just taken a leap of faith and gone, fuck, I hope this works out. And if it doesn't, who gives a shit? What am I going to do? Sit at home and self-medicate with video games and porn? I tried that shit for years and decades. It wasn't very rewarding. And a lot of you probably feel the same. Living that just like normal life, not that there's anything wrong with normal, but like doing what everybody else around you is doing probably hasn't brought you happiness. You probably tried it. You probably tried a lot of video games and porn and alcohol and weed and drugs, and nothing wrong with those things on their own, but like, you know what I mean? Like self-medicating with those things and just living a life of complacency. You probably tried that for a long time. It's probably why you're here, because it didn't bring you very much happiness or joy. It felt like life was okay, I guess, but like you knew there was something a little more, at least for you. You were like, I got bigger mountains to climb. I want to have that shit that Andy talks about. I want that peace and that love and that abundance and that joy. I want to go and have some crazy sexual experiences and have one woman sit on my face while the other one sits on my penis. Or if you're a woman, I want to know what it's like to be blindfolded and have my partner just dote on me and make me feel like a goddess for the next fucking 2 hours. Like I fucking want that. I might even say I need that. You don't need that, but like there's that part of you that's like, I need that. All of you feel like there's something more for you out there. And so, yeah, I was the same. I tried living that normal life. Again, nothing wrong with a normal life, but it wasn't for me. It wouldn't have been integrous, have integrity for me to live that life. And so it was calling to me. Self-improvement was calling to me. It was like a splinter in my fucking mind. It was like eating away at me. And I was like, I want something more. And some of you feel like, most of you probably feel like that. And so you don't have a choice there's always a choice, but it can feel like there's no choice. It's like, fuck, man, like my heart is calling out to me that I want to work on my self-improvement. I want to be better. I want to make the most of this gift called life that I've been given. And so I kind of almost feel like I don't have a choice. Maybe I'll stop resisting it so much and I'll take that blind leap of faith. I'll stop fighting this and I'll just surrender to it and let go and surrender to the fact that, yeah, I want something more. I want to do something. I want my life to mean something. Even if all it means is something to me, I want to get to the end of my life and be like, I lived a life that was true to me. I did what I wanted to do. I tried to have a positive impact on the people around me, maybe on a big scale, maybe just on a couple of people in my immediate friends circle, which would be amazing. What a beautiful contribution to humanity and to life and existence and consciousness that would be, for you to lift up a couple of people around you. Fuck, man, that'd be beautiful. That's all I ever want. That's what I'm here for, to just, lift up as many people as I possibly can in whatever way I possibly can, and whatever they need from me, I'll try and serve them as best as I can. That's my mission. And so I never really felt like I had a choice. I tried the opposite. It didn't feel very good. And some of you might be feeling that same way. And so if that speaks to you, you're allowed to take that blind leap of faith. I promise you, it is worth it, but you might not believe me. So you might just need to fucking say, fuck it. I'll try it anyway. Whatever your goals might be, whether that's money, relationships, sex and dating, fitness, health, friendships, whatever, we are here to help you make those beautiful goals come to life. Ed did it. Taylor did it. Harry did it. None of them are special. If you're listening to this, you know you're capable of more than you're currently giving. You already want something more than what everybody else around you seems to be content with. You want to achieve more, be more, give more to the world. You know it, and I know it. You're destined for something beautiful. Click the link to the coaching in the description below and let us help you get there. Happiness starts today.